Before every departure we have to do a walk around the aircraft, check the aircraft for anything that shouldn't be as it should be, and basically inspect the airframe. We'll start off here in the front, checking a pitot tube and an alpha vane. That's basically the speed measurement equipment, the top tube there, and also the plate down here is measuring the angle of the aircraft relating to the surrounding air. Having a look at the nose tip of the aircraft where the radar is, if there is much damage. You have some small damage here in the paint because of hail usually. This is not a big issue. Go into the wheel well, check that the equipment door is closed. And in here we are checking wiring for the nose gear, checking the different tubes, checking for oil leakage, checking that the gear pin is out, checking the taxi light, and basically everything looks as it should. Also the tires here are good on the front side. Coming out, we continue on the right side, a couple of pitot tubes here as well, and a alpha vane. Checking the nose wheels for any wear and tear, also checking the strut behind, between the tires, checking for oil leakage and that it's filled with the correct amount of pressure. While down here we're checking the hatch that it's closed, and here we can see the oxygen for the indicator for the oxygen bottle in the cockpit. If that one's broken, the oxygen in the cockpit is not available. The static port there is open. We have two static ports above that one. They are free to measure the pressure of the surrounding air. Coming back to the first engine. First of all, we check the cowling for any evidence of bird strikes or damage. This one looks really nice. The spinner is good, and we check all the fan blades. And special thing up here in the north, we also check the backside of the fan blades to check if there is any ice building up. And the first place the ice build up is always on the inner part, backside of the fan blades. See through the first fan here and see the next step of the engine. Everything looks good, no sign of damage. Inner part of the wing front is good. The latches on the engines are closed, and we have the air inlet for the air conditioning system. So far so good, and the antennas underneath the fuselage are intact. We continue outbound on the right wing. You can see the front of the wing edge. We also see here that during our turnaround they've added some preventive de-icing fluid. That's very nice, and that avoids us to need a de-icing before we depart. Looking through the back side of the engine, we can see the back end of the turbine, with the turbine blades being intact. No evidence of internal damage there. Everything looks as it should, and no oil spillage under the engine. Under the wing, we see different hatches on the way out here. That's for the fuel tank, for it's a backup system for measuring the fuel level as well. And out here you have the pressure relief valve and the vent for the tank. Two green position lights and the winglet sticking up. Everything seems intact as it should be. Continuing on the back side, winglet still looks good. Typical damages on the winglets could be either by, well, of course, collision on the ground, but also lightning strikes. The lightning strikes have one place where they enter the fuselage and one place where they exit. And that it's visible when you do a walk around. Couple of lights there for the position lights, 2 static dischargers, and we continue with the ailerons and the flaps. See that everything looks as it should and that there isn't any snow or slush blocking them. Right main tires are looking good, not much wear here. We also have the brake wear pins on both sides indicating the thickness of the brakes available. I'm also checking the strut. And then we move into the wheel well. Here we have the nitrogen generation system. It's working. We are looking for basic leakage, looking for wear and tear, checking wires, checking the different hydraulic systems with the amount of fluid in them. Everything looks good. Moving out, seeing that the pin for the main gear is out, so they will retract as they should when we try doing that in air. Here they're loading the luggage, we won't bother them too much. The water source panel, we have the outflow valve and a negative pressure relief valve. Everything looks good, and also nothing blocking the inlet of the APU. From here you can see the leading edge of the tail fin. A couple of small bumps that are inspected, but nothing important, nothing that should hold us back. Some static dischargers on the edge, and everything as it should be. From the back of the airplane we can see that it's basically leveled off. We see that the APU exhaust looks as it should, and also we can check just below the back end of the airplane here. You can see that there's no evidence of a tail strike. You can see the green and red indicators on this shoe. This one gets bumped in if the aircraft has had a tail strike, so this one looks good. Continuing on the left side, we check the front edge on the left side here. Looks very good, and also here on the vertical fin we have another pitot tube measuring wind speed, basically airspeed for the aircraft. Continuing forward, we can have a look at the left main landing gear. Also looking for wear and tear, checking the brakes, checking the strut. Looks as it should, and we can go into the wheel well again. It's basically the same as from the other side. We're checking for any leaks, any damages, and we can also see an indication here for the fire extinguishing system. Everything looks good. And the gear pins are removed, so we can retract landing gear. That's good. Back of the engine, we check the same as on the other one. Check the turbine blades and check for damage. It looks good. So continue out on the left wing. The bottom surface looks good. Static dischargers and position lights are intact. The winglet looks good. And we move on to the front edge, the leading edge of the wing. No ice, no damage. And this black area here on the leading edge is a indicator for us. We can look out the window and see this area, and then we see if there's any ice building up on the front edge. Moving on to the engines. Again, we check the panels. Everything is locked as it should. Check the front cowling for any sign of damage or birds that have entered the aircraft. No sign of that. Everything looks good. Trying to spin it. Backside is free of ice. That's very good. The inside of the engine, same here with a couple of panels, a couple of hatches. Looks good. The pack inlet here for the air conditioning is good, and the front edge of the wing looks good. Just one thing left. That's the static port here, measuring air pressure. And a couple of them up there. That's it. Airplane is good to go.
Tromsø, November 1 of P13.
Yep.
And is a company route. Our call sign is 3 Papa November off runway 09 here at Svalbard. It says Ampis Papa 853 to Longyearbyen.
Checked.
For the Longyearbyen 3 Mike via Ogbod, runway 18 for now. 533 miles.
Checked.
And 3.1 put in Bodø just for the sake of it.
1.8 and route verified.
Thank you. So here we start up and so no pushback or... Oh yeah, we push back here. Because of that, yeah?
I think it's just self-maneuvering stand.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So start up here and then we use runway 09 for departure. So we're expecting a Ampis 1 Alpha departure. On pitch 10-3, it's effective 7th of September 23. And obtain ADC clearance from longer information. Yeah, we're going to do that. And RNAV GNSS, airport elevation 94. MSA is 5.1 with the -3 degrees, so temp corrected to 5.5. And initial climb clearance is 5.5, put that to 5.9 for temperature. Yep, not sure if it's needed, but yeah. And it says here on 095 track to Sierra Bravo 520, max speed 205. And then to Sierra Bravo 521, then Ampis. Checked. Via LNAV, then VNAV departure when do the performance. And in case of a engine failures, it'll be non-standard at 4.5 Lima Alpha, which is the ILS frequency for 27, or yeah, 27. So put that in, so we got the 09 for backup. We turn right to Longyearbyen NDB, which is active on ADF number 1, and it's max speed 152 knots during the turn. It's on the fixed page as well. So we turn right, back to the NDB, and we pick up a holding with the 102 and left turns. So what I've done here, I put in a offset entry here. Yep. So 1 minute, and then we keep on turning with left turns here. Yep. Over the NDB, basically. So everything, yeah, over 5.5 is good. Threats, high terrain around the airport. That was visually below 6,000.
3 Papa November, Longyearbyen clearance.
Go ahead for 3 Papa November.
Nordic 3 Papa November, you are cleared by Bodo Center Control to Tromsø via flight plan route, flight level 300, squawk 0250.
Clear to Tromsø via flight plan route, flight level 300, squawk 0250, Nordic 3 Papa November.
Nordic 3 Papa November, correct.
Okay, good. Flight level 300 initially then? Yeah. I guess. Like so, and departure is what we briefed, and then the squawk is set. Checked. Yeah, threats or the terrain and the maybe the engine failure be a bit interesting. Now the weather is good though. So. Yeah. Anything else?
Just one thing, that is landing here as a takeoff alternate. I'll check that right away. Drive 53 tons without any burn. Let's say winds calm. Good. So we're good to go.
Yep.
No questions.
All right.
So, how does it look, Stefan? You have 22k, D-rate 2, assumed 50 degrees, flaps 5, 133, 134, 139, 2430 on acceleration, and stop margin 307. That's performance checked.
Thank you.
Could you load line, please?
So we have fuel, 6,000 kilos, 4 pumps on, passenger sign set, auto brake, RTO, CDU pre-flight, and ACAR is completed. Takeoff speeds.
Good 133, BR134, V2139.
MCP.
B2139, heading 095, flight level 300.
Check, pre-flight checklist completed.
Thank you very much. Flight deck to ground. Confirm ground checks complete and pin installed.
Ground checks completed.
Sounds very good. Oh yeah, that's right. We'll ask for startup standby.
Longyearbyen information, Nordic 3, Papa November, KNH 1319, ready to start up.
Nordic 3 Papa November, Longyearbyen, roger, start over route.
Start over route, Nordic 3, Papa November.
B4 start checklist, please.
Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Doors and windows.
Closed and locked.
Closed and locked. Anti-collision light on. Transponder is set. Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Before start checklist completed.
Thank you. Flight deck to ground. We are ready to start up. Can we start number 2?
Start engine 2.
Starting engine number 2. Start number 2, please.
Start it out.
Can we start engine number 1?
Start engine 1.
Starting engine number 1.
Start it out.
We have 2 good engine starts. You can disconnect everything, see outside of the clear signal, and thank you very much for the help. Thank you very much. Flaps 5. And B4 taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generator is on. Probe on. Anti-ice off. Air compressed packs auto. Isolation valve auto. Any start switches continuous. Recall.
Checked.
Checked. Any start levers.
Piloted.
Flying control.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Flaps.
5 planned, 5 green lights.
5 checked. 5 green light. APU is off before taxi checklist completed.
Thank you, and request taxi.
Longyearbyen Nordic 3 Papa November ready to taxi.
Nordic 3 Papa November, Longyearbyen, no reported traffic, runway 09.
No reported traffic, runway 09, Nordic 3 Papa November.
That means we can exit out. Clear left.
And clear right.
And turning right.
All clear on the right.
And he said runway free.
Yeah, no reported traffic.
So we'll backtrack and line up then.
Yeah. Just gonna turn the lights on.
Yeah. And we'll wait to the checklist.
Yeah.
It's quite strange to be in uncontrolled airports.
Yeah, it is. It's clear on the right.
Clear left. Turning right.
Check.
Contamination.
Yeah. You're going to see.
Might see.
Cabin ready.
Cabin ready, thank you. No change, let's see.
Let's see.
B4 takeoff checklists.
Yeah. Flaps.
5 land, 5 green lights.
5 checked, 5 green light. Stabilizer trim.
4.7 minutes. I'll set that.
Check. Cabin call.
Given.
For takeoff checklist completed.
Thank you. You ready, Stefan?
Ready.
We can inform him that we're starting our takeoff run.
Longyearbyen Nordic 3 Papa November is starting our takeoff run. We'll roll it.
Nordic 3 Papa November, Longyearbyen, roger.
Your controls?
My controls.
Setting thrust. Thrust set. 80 knots.
Right.
V1.
Rotates. Pause rate.
Gear up. Flap swan.
Speed checked.
Flaps up.
Speed checked.
Engine anti-ice on.
On.
Thank you. Engine anti-ice off.
Engine anti-ice off.
Transition alltid ut på 18 000 her som standard, men har ikke satt noe.
You can set starter now if you want. Flaps up, no light.
Check.
Standard set and cross checks.
Thank you. After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on, packs auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, light altimeters.
Rating flight level 73 now.
Plus minus 0 feet. After takeoff checklist completed.
Thank you.
V1. V1. V1.
Nordic 3 Papa November, long airborne time was 57 and contact Bodo Center control on 127.725. Och ha det bra.
27725, ha det bra Nordic 3 Papa November.
10,000.
Yeah.
Releasing the passengers.
Okay.
Bodo, good day Nordic 3 Papa November, flight level 108, climbing 300, inbound Ampis.
Nordic 3 Papa November, Bodo Scenic, hello, identified, you are cleared direct Betma, and confirm you would like flight level 410 as well.
Direct Betma and A-firm 410 is good, Nordic 3 Papa November.
Nordic 3 Papa November, roger, climb flight level 410.
Climb flight level 410, thank you Nordic 3 Papa November.
Flight level 410.
410 is set 3 times.
Now we're inbound Batman.
Checked.
Alright, so we are on course from Svalbard again to Tromsø. And right now we're at flight 410. And departing Svalbard, which is a uncontrolled airspace, or airport rather. We taxied out here, out on the runway. We backtracked all the way to threshold at runway 09, and we took off from 09. The departure that we followed was the Ampis 1 Alpha departure. Looks like this. So basically it's straight ahead with a slight right turn via 2 points to Ampis. The Bodø Oceanic cleared us via longer information to flight level 300. So from the first get-go we're cleared to 300, and then from Ampis on course on our flight plan route. So as you can see here out of Svalbard, it took us southeasterly direction, and then from Ampis southbound, crossing the sea again all the way down to Tromsø. And this time approaching Tromsø, it'll be from the north. So we landed on runway 36 this morning, and now we'll land on runway 18, so coming from the north towards the south. So it'll be a bit of different approach. As you can see, still steep approach angle into Tromsø coming from the north as well, and a bit of displaced threshold coming in that direction. So in approximately 100 miles we'll commence our descent and start the descent and approach for Tromsø. Alright, so we're approaching Tromsø from the north this time, landing towards the south and expecting a Longyearbyen arrival. It's the Longyearbyen 3 mic arrival on 10-2 effective 19th of March 21 effective 25th. Checked. Longyearbyen says 7,000 or above. That's in the box. And I just put 220 below on the speed. Then I connected that with Ogbod, which is the next point, 5,000 feet or above, just to get a bit lower in case we get some tailwinds. I put 6,400 at Ogbod, which is the clearance limit. Then we jump to the approach plate for runway 18. It's plate 11-1, 4th of November 22. Frequency is 1099. It's 1, 2, and 3 times, and the identifier is Tango Romeo. Inbound course is 183 set 3 times as well. And from Ogbod we are inbound Buxas, which is 10.6 miles on the ILS, and from there we catch a localizer and further with the glide. That's 4,005 or above. And at 7.6 we got the final approach fix, 3250. And once again we have a pretty steep approach, which is 4 degrees on the glide slope there. So that's why we try to configure a bit early. We're a bit lighter now, so it makes it a little easier, but have it in mind as well. The approach climb gradient, we checked that, so that's no problem. This time we're fairly light. So this is 4 degrees down to cat 1 ILS minimum of 321, which is set both sides, and we need 750 meters RVR for the approach, shouldn't be a problem. In case we decide to go around, it'll be go around 515, set go around trust, and we climb, or process the rate gear up, we climb straight ahead to 3000 or 7.7 Tango Romeo, whichever is earlier. And we turn right for a Cat Charlie aircraft, which we are. It's max speed 160, so probably flap 5 speed for this one. And to intercept and proceed on 010 to Kilo Victor locator, which is set on ADF number 1. Climbing to 5,000 and pick up the hold. Do not turn before missed approach point. MSA 4003 coming in, our sector, and the highest to the southeast with 7,100. It also says here that ground proximity warning may occur at approximately 5.3 Tango Romeo if procedure flown at clean configuration. Not planning that. DME, ADF required, and warning steep glide slope angle. Yeah, we're gonna mitigate that as best as we can. And planning with a flap 30 landing, did the performance calculations, and planning with standard wind correction and auto brake 3, and a bit of reverse second detent. To be first to the right, coming out down the runway. So Charlie, or first convenient right, basically. Yeah, threats is obviously the steep angle on the approach. Weather is okay, it's not complicated, but it's okay. Questions?
No, not really. This approach in the box is programmed as a cat delta. I can change it to 160 as you briefed if you want.
Yeah. Thank you.
Executing that.
That's perfect.
That's about it. No questions.
Good.
Descend checklist for Tromsø. Pressurization, landing altitude 50 feet. Recall is checked. Auto brake 3. Chemtrails on. Landing data VREF 129321.
129, that means 321.
And approach briefing.
Completed.
Descent check completed.
Thank you.
And we're shortly descending.
Nordic 3 Papa November, contact Tromsø 123.75.
23.75, goodbye Nordic 3 Papa November. Tromsø, Grey Nordic 3 Papa November, flight 257, descending 110 inbound Longyearbyen.
Nordic 3 Papa November, Tromsø, Foxtrot is valid, your number 3, for ILS running 18.
Copy that, and we have Foxtrot Nordic 3 Papa November.
Okay, that's clear then, number 3.
That's cleared.
With a 5 Yankee, would you like direct box axe or established via Oakwood?
Coffee.
Come back.
No change.
Stand 16.
16.
5 Yankee, say again.
Yeah, box off, please. 5 Yankee.
With a 5 Yankee, clear direct box axe, descend to 5,000 feet and clear ILS running 18.
Direct box off, 5,000, clear ILS 18, leader 5 Yankee.
Nordic 3 Papa November, descend to 7,000 feet, clear 1011, uncontrolled airspace below flight level 105 for the next 4 miles.
Descend to 7,000 feet, 1011, and cover that Nordic 3 Papa November.
Yeah.
7,000 checked.
With a 5 Yankee, continue descend to 4,600 feet until
1011, set and cross check.
And the approach checklist, please.
Altimeters.
It's reading 11,800 feet. Now.
Plus minus 0. Approach check is completed.
Yeah.
Nordic 3 Papa November, after Longyearbyen, descend via the star and clear ILS running 18.
After Longyearbyen, descend according to the star and clear ILS 18 Nordic 3 Papa November.
Okay, cleared ILS 18 and descend according to the star after Longyearbyen.
A firm, 10,000 feet. Seated the passengers.
Good.
Either you can set the visual approach.
Confirm with a 5 Yankee.
A firm, I got field, request a visual.
With a 5 Yankee, clear visual approach, finally running 18.
Clear visual final white, either 5 Yankee.
That's a good sign when they're doing visual approaches.
Yeah, it is.
the weather should be better.
Hopefully, yeah. Alright, long way is no problem, 7,000, so 6-4.
Do that.
Set.
Checked.
Beautiful.
Scandinavian 4562, taxi Bravo Yankee stand 190.
Bravo Yankee 19, 4562.
PD5 Yankee, wind variable 10 knots, 180, clear to land.
Det var clear down videre, 5 Yankee.
Post checked.
Så i hvert fall Airbus 319, da bor de tavla her på 19.
Jeg sitter i telefonen her nå, så jeg skal dobbeltsjekke det.
Frequency identifier standby and course is checked.
Thank you. Yeah, should be a factor, so 4,500 is minimum 5,000 logbook, so
Yeah.
set flaps 1.
Speed checked.
And we are cleared ILS, yeah.
Clear LS. I'll double check with him.
Yeah, do that.
Nordic 3 Papa November, could you confirm a clear ILS?
Nordic 3 Papa November, affirm clear ILS.
Thank you.
Warlock arm.
Checked.
5.
Speed checked.
Inbound heading set.
Localizer captured.
Yep. Approach mode arm.
Checked.
So 5,000 from west approach. Set.
Checked.
Scandinavian 4562, taxi stand 190.
When's the 19, 460?
Go flaps 10.
Speed checked. Off, let's see.
Bye, TC.
Cabin ready and mind see.
No change and gear down.
PD5 Yankee, wake it Charlie, stand by for stand.
Wake it Charlie, stand by for stand, in 5 Yankee.
Look at that.
Beautiful. So contact.
Roger.
Flaps 15.
Speed checked.
Checklist to flaps.
Checklist to flaps. Cabin call.
Given.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Arm.
Landing gear.
Down.
Holding on flaps.
Airlock 77, Tromsø.
Halidoc 77, one training complete with 3 PB. We'd just like to cross over from Tromsdal and into the hospital for landing.
Halidoc 77, you're cleared to proceed out Tromsdal and inbound hospital, report on ground hospital.
Welcome, Halidoc 77.
$2,500.
Airline 1011.
101.
The glide slope signal is usually a bit bumpy out here.
Leader 5 Yankee,
But it works.
stand 23.
Stand 23, Leader 5
That's
Yankee.
good. Yeah.
Finish 3 Papa, start to base appear, Golf valid, QNH 1011.
QNH 1011, Danish 3 Papa.
Nordic 3 Papa November, wind 170 at 4 knots, 018, clear to land.
Confirm out for 3 Papa November.
Nordic 3 Papa November, 8 firm, running 18.
1,000.
18 clear to land, Nordic 3 Papa November.
Clear to land,
Clear to land.
30.
Speed checked. I think he said 8 Papa November.
I
first
heard
time.
the same thing, but
Always good to double check.
it is. Complete landing checklist.
Flaps.
30 plan, 30 green light.
Landing checklist completed and you are clear to land.
Thank you. Disengaging autopilot.
Checked. $1,000.
1,000.
Still god eftermiddag vidare till.
Found it.
500. $400. Approaching minimums.
A bit of Vipers on.
Minimums. 300.
Intermediate on.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed back up. 2 reversers. 70%. 100.
Could we use Bravo?
80 knots. Or brake disarm.
I'll break.
60 knots, my controls.
Controls.
Nordic 3 Papa November, taxi stand 16.
Taxi stand 16, Nordic 3 Papa November.
Stand 16.
Okay. Clear right.
Thank you. Should be just to the left of where we were earlier today.
Yeah, exactly.
Minimums. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
3 Papa, request accept.
There we go. So 145.
A bit more cool down before we shut down.
Exactly.
Starting the APU.
All right.
Got the signal from ground crew. They don't have ground power.
Okay.
But we have time for that.
We do. We do. All right. So that's cool and complete. APU is available.
Yeah. On bus, please.
You got it.
Shutting down both engines.
So that is fuel pumps 1 on for the APU then. Probe heat, auto, hydraulic panel set, flaps,
Up the lights.
parking brakes
Set.
and engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Oh shit, our checklist complete on that.
Thank you very much. Back in Tromsø, where we were earlier today, in the same kind of weather. Now we only have one flight left down to Oslo.